Cheers! Welcome to Movie Bitches! RuPaul's Drag Race Season 10, Episode 7. My heart has broken.
I know.
For Monique Hart. Now I understand her name. She's just a heartbreaker.
No, I'm really sad.
Me too.
And we'll talk about it.
We will. But first things first. Shout out to our wine sponsor, Wink. Trywink.com/moviebitches. You get $20 off your first month of wine. Also, I'm wearing this shirt specifically for Monique.
Oh.
Monique, if you're watching, I believe in you.
You have no idea what we're talking about. Man.
Oh, the shallows.
There hasn't been a good just disaster dumpster fire movie this year that's like fun. Oh wait, there's Hurricane Heist. That's
Thank
true.
you.
So the episode starts, Blair has gone home, the Vixen is shook.
Yes.
Let's just get the elephant out of the room. I know you were shocked.
Absolutely. Oh, you were gagged.
She's like, oh my god, I can't believe it was on the bottom, but like I found strength in the people at home that believe in me, and so I was thinking of them and all these things. And then Eureka, in some unsolicited advice, I just think she should just not talk to Vixen.
I agree.
I understand that Eureka was coming from a very pleasant place and was not trying to be rude or parental in any way.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's not good. So anyway, so Eureka is like...
You care about these people that you're a role model to. Keep that in your mind during this competition. You have a level of intelligence and a level of love that doesn't always have to be the bite from the bear.
You can show them to not just be angry.
So you don't have to be the angry bear all the time. Something about
Oh
bear.
yeah, the bear, yes.
Some bear analogy, I'm not quite sure.
Even the bear is a part of why people look up to me, because that is me being 100% honest.
That's me being me.
They like that
That's
too.
me being authentically me. That's why people support me. I mean,
I
she's
feel
just
like she might
imploding.
think differently by the end of this episode. Airing?
Yes. Okay, yes, I needed that last sentence.
Right.
Upon rewatching herself on television, she might feel a certain way.
I don't even know that. I feel like just she might realize that people don't support her.
I mean, I don't hate the Vixen.
Oh, no.
At all.
I'm just saying, if someone was like, oh, you could get 10 more episodes with the Vixen and one more with Monique Hart, picking one more with Monique Hart.
It's true. Yeah, and then Monique is really, I mean, she seemed off from the start. She's really down on herself.
Yep.
She's really letting the whole, I don't have any money and I don't have any costumes get to her. I think part of that is, we find out later, she's been staying up late nights, like, making shit.
Right.
So she's literally worn out.
Yeah.
Like, she's just exhausted.
I was just going to say, I feel like
slightly more than everyone else.
Yep.
Exhausted.
Yeah. And then, of course, like, you know, every week it was, like, safe. That mental game starts to, you know, like, the doubt and whatever. And then, I mean, obviously we have her and Michelle's interaction.
Yeah. There was a lot of awkward, not cuteness this episode. Yeah. Across the board.
Across the board.
I wrote a lot of, yikes. Oh no. No, yikes. Ru comes into the workroom, and I was very excited because the library was open, and then it was okay.
It was fine.
It was not great.
The library is officially open.
There was a few funny things here and there, but it was just on a whole, like, fine.
Yeah, it was like, oh, we're reading, but we're reading one of those magazines at the doctor's office.
Highlights?
Yes.
You gotta pick out... Oh, there's the joke. I found it. There was a lot of jokes about people's names.
Yeah.
Like Cameron was like, I almost called her the Cameron. The Cameron was like, that's stupid.
Yes.
You just start calling everyone the Eureka was saying this. Anyway, she was like, oh, Eureka, we already found you.
Yeah.
Or like, how can you miss her or something?
Which was a fat joke and a name joke.
Right. And then she was, Monet Exchange, I want a full refund. You know, it was just like fine. And then
The villain, the Vixen.
I don't know, there was a lot of like lazy wordplay.
That is true.
That I was like,
yeah, puns aren't so much reading.
No,
turns out.
It was just like, well, that's fine.
Though grammar related.
Right.
You know what part of it is, I think, is just the delivery. If someone else were to have said Jujubes reads, I don't think they would be funny.
Well, no.
Was your barbecue canceled? Your grill is
But like when they come out of Jujube's mouth, you're just like, oh, this is everything.
Nobody like put on a character.
Right.
Right? Like, the time has come and the library is open and now I'm a different person.
Exactly.
In a way.
Yeah.
I'm not nervous. I'll read a bitch. I will read you to filth.
Well, and then Asia is like, oh, Aquaria, like you're God's gift, but like too bad he didn't gift you with a personality.
You're God's gift to makeup.
Right. I got the joke, and it's like, okay, sure, read her for her lack of like her, blahness. Yeah. But Asia was somehow blah in telling it.
God's gift to makeup. So sorry God didn't bless you with the gift of a personality.
Everyone was pulling their punches.
Yes.
And I was like, why?
Yeah.
The library is open. This is the point.
This is the point.
I expect it from Cameron. She seems nice.
Yeah, sure.
I was not expecting Cameron to pull out a dagger and really get somebody.
Roxy Andrews, I think about you all the time, especially in the morning at the bus stop.
Eureka was the funniest.
Mm-hmm.
Cameron Michaels, I don't really have a read for you. Please just me. Please just me.
I like that she, oh, okay, thank you. I can't wait to hear your reads on me being fat.
Oh, I loved that.
Thank you all so much. I can't wait to hear your reads about me being fat.
And then that put pressure on everyone after her who said a fat joke. You were like, it's not funny now.
Yeah, exactly.
Broke the seal.
Exactly. She took that power away from you.
Yeah, that was such a power move, and it was so great.
Yeah.
So then, right after Eureka said, calls everyone out for the fat jokes, and this is in the editing too, but they.
Well, but also, Ms. Cracker goes.
She says
won't have to wait long.
And then it dead cuts to her telling some sort of Dumbo joke that.
No matter how big she paints her ears.
Her wings.
Is
that her lashes? Her wings?
I guess.
You're gonna stand
She's gonna stay on the ground because she's fat?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know you've probably seen Dumbo 1,000 times. It doesn't matter how big you paint these wings. You are staying on the ground, bitch!
She's fat like an elephant. Now, she's an #elephant queen. That might have been funny.
Just if she said #elephant queen.
I'm not sure. Something to work in that purse. I don't know.
I did think that the Aquaria, all that makeup painting for Two Faces was funny.
People don't appreciate how much money you have to spend on makeup when you're covering two faces.
I mean, that's funny, but I don't know. I was like, oh, but has Aquaria been two-faced?
Sure.
She seems somewhat one-dimensional to me. I mean,
if that.
We'll talk about it. I actually really liked a lot that Aquaria did this episode. A lot.
Yes.
But anyway, it was that was fine for me. They felt written.
Yeah. Premeditated shade only sometimes works.
Right. And then the Vixen, I thought was okay. She's talking about
Cameron Michaels. I think I speak for all the girls here when I say we're really gonna miss you next week.
The Vixen sort of turned Eureka's "Don't call me fat" joke around on her a bit, and I feel like it could have been done better. But she was like, "Eureka, stop relying on that body fat."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, that's at least fun."
Yes.
You're referencing a Drag Race thing.
Yes.
And you're sort of calling her out, and
yes.
I was like, that was a playful.
Yes.
And less just oh, you're fat.
Right. That wasn't the read. The read was, I'm sick of hearing about the fact that you're fat.
Right. And then Monique sort of compares the Vixen's wig to a tumbleweed.
Right,
which
I
accurate.
Sure, yes, exactly.
Funny? Accurate? Yes. And then Monet sort of gets Miss Cracker and is like, oh, you say that you're thin, white, and salty, but you didn't also say that you're bitter.
Bitter that you are a New York City queen that had to Bob the drag queen to get to the top.
I don't know. Everyone really laughed at that one and really was like,
yeah, oh
shit. And I was like, well.
Maybe because it's true?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not really here for that kind of joke.
For you're a whore?
Mm-hmm.
You are a whore, darling.
You are a whore, darling.
The accent really slipped there, but you got the joke.
Cash the check.
Give the people the money.
Give the people what they want.
Really?
We're a mess.
You are a whore, darling.
No, I'm not.
like we all are. We take the cash, we cash the check, we show them what they want to see.
You take the money and cash the check. Shouldn't it be you cash the check, you take the money? Those are the same thing.
Maybe it's like, she's getting paid in cash because of the thong.
The tips.
And
yes.
also you gotta cash that check you get.
Sure.
From your paycheck.
Sure.
At the strip club.
Uh-huh. I don't know why we're analyzing the writing of Showgirls. That's really an off night when...
Right? We're gonna be like getting deep into Joe Esterhouse's brain. I'm good.
It's just filled with women like chips and being naked.
I do love chips.
Oh, now see, that's like a $5,000 goal, is that if we'd get David Schmader to come guest, and I would just like kiki with him all day
That would
long.
be amazing. That would be so good.
So Eureka wins.
She was the funniest.
Yeah.
But yeah, on a whole, I was disappointed with this library.
I was too. The library being open always indicates Snatch Game, I feel like.
Yes.
And this was no exception?
Right, it's like if the library is amazing, then Snatch Game is usually pretty fucking funny.
But also the people that do well at the library tend to do well at Snatch Game.
This is true.
And the people that I thought were going to have done well at reading and at Snatch Game did not.
Not all of them, certainly.
Sure.
Eureka wins, and then it shows everyone's clearly getting very mad that Eureka is winning so much.
Right.
Like it's starting to set in that
she's on her way.
On her way to rocketing to the top, and I think people are getting real bitter about it.
Yep. She's not quite Ben de la Creming, but she's close.
No, I wouldn't put her up there yet.
No, not yet. I said not quite.
Not quite. But we find out that this week it's Snatch Game. Rue comes into the workroom and there's Bianca
Del Rio.
And she comes in and straight away it's just like, I'm here to say all the hateful things that RuPaul won't. And then that wasn't true at all.
Right?
RuPaul was so hateful.
RuPaul was so much shadier than Bianca. And I was like, what are you doing, Bianca?
I mean, she was bad.
Oh,
but
totally.
I was like, oh my God. Like, I was like,
oh, okay, great. Now do Divine.
She was so rude. Well, that's not funny at all.
At all. But it wasn't.
But Rue was funny saying it.
Yeah, I feel like Rue at this point has realized, like, he can tell quick, like, real quick off, like, nope, not gonna work. This isn't, no. Who else do you have?
Okay, now do Divine.
They were both not having it.
Not having it.
Bianca was also just like, I don't watch Empire, so don't do that.
But Maxine just seems like the obvious choice in my world.
I think her only strong point was reclaiming my time.
Are you not familiar with her other slogans?
She has a few that I know.
I don't watch Empire, but I know enough of the world that had she done Cookie, I would have been like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
And you can make that funny. And she seemed more comfortable doing
Exactly.
Cookie. The second she was like, oh, I know, like, some of Maxine Waters'
I was like, why are you doing this?
catchphrases? I was just like, I don't feel like, does she have a lot of catchphrases?
I mean, I remember the reclaiming my time moment.
Yes.
And it's like, sure, that gives you a lovely moment that didn't quite work in Snatch Game.
Yeah.
But could have.
Yeah.
In the right circumstance.
I was going to tell you my response.
Just tell me.
Okay, so with the Senate Intel Committee, with the House
Reclaiming
Intel
my
Committee,
time.
with the
Reclaiming
Senate
my time.
Judiciary
Reclaiming
Committee.
my time.
Okay.
Reclaiming
Matter of
my
fact,
time.
I just think Monique is such like a light and fun and frivolous personality in a way that doing someone so stern was like, oh no. Well, Bianca and Rue go to Eureka first, and she's trying to decide between doing Divine and Honey Boo Boo.
Yeah.
No, I actually didn't mind her Divine impression.
Filth is my life. I am divine. Condone cannibalism. Kill everyone.
They looked at her like she was not doing anything and that she was being fucking terrible.
But she kind of was. She still sounded like Eureka to me.
Sure, I just thought it was better than their reaction. That's all.
Sure.
I still would have liked to have seen her Divine.
Well, sure.
Not that Honey Boo Boo was bad, but I was like interested in.
Well, sure. Which I think we had said that last season, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Which is funny. So we're like pretty spot on, you guys.
You're going to have your filthy way with me under the hot desert sun, aren't you? As you pound against me in orgasmic animal passion. Oh, God. You're disgusting.
Well, there were a couple decisions where I was like, right choice, wrong choice. You don't have to have Whitney have cocaine.
Oh boy, that was so funny.
Does it also involve powdered sugar?
It has in the past.
I see. Which we're probably going to stay away from.
It's not gonna work.
I feel like you can do I'm on drugs, Whitney, without bringing out cocaine to snort.
100%. And then also when someone then alludes to it,
You can be like, oh, show me the receipts. I'm not on drugs.
it writes itself.
Right?
Just play indignant Whitney who's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not on cocaine. I'm just really excited to be here.
But instead, her backup is Beyonce, which is always a no. It's always a no.
The silver linings playbook of this is that we don't have to.
That hopefully no one will ever do Beyonce again.
Yes.
The third time is not the charm.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Ugh.
But I was so bummed when Ru just kind of goes, maybe you do one of the other Destiny's Children.
And I was shouting, poor Michelle! Poor Michelle!
Yes! She didn't pick up those chicken nuggets with the mustard,
pick up
the
the
hot
chicken.
mustard sauce. She didn't
Oh, I'm
do
gonna
it.
miss her so
I'm
much.
gonna miss her so much.
Dipping sauce. Hot mustard.
Well, and this is what we get. She's like, okay, we'll do some Beyonce.
My team and I have been working on some things, and when we know, you'll know.
That was not funny at all. Oh, you're killing me!
That's not funny at all.
It wasn't.
It wasn't, but that was funny.
Yes.
I cracked the fuck up. No. So then they get to Ms. Cracker, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna do Dorothy Parker. And Bianca's face
Dorothy Parker.
Oh.
was just like, girl,
Right.
that's a mistake.
It was a mistake.
Oh, it absolutely was a mistake. Well, I mean, it's weird because she clearly prepared it.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like, yeah, that's good. Like, I felt like she at least thought she knew what she was gonna do.
Right.
And then I was just, we'll get there.
We will.
I mean, Dorothy Parker is rad. You know, she was like a founding member of the Algonquin Roundtable. She wrote Little Foxes and A Star is Born. And
Oh.
it was like the definition of a satirist. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
oh, the famous satirist, poet, wit, Dorothy Parker. You know, it's like,
Right.
oh, how fabulous are you? But on Snatch Game, no. Weird prepared jokes, that doesn't work.
No.
My balls are tucked so tight that I blacked out, fell down, woke up a second ago, panicked, and just wrote, now available on iTunes.
I feel like Ms. Cracker wanted to have her Marlena Dietrich moment,
Right, but she
you know-
didn't like take it to the like tantric lesbian sex angle.
Exactly.
Not that you have to do that with Dorothy Parker. There was no outlandishness.
Exactly.
to her.
Exactly.
It's the kind of humor that receivers have to think about. It's not like,
It was just like, I'll throw out mild quips that would be funny in the 1930s, and it's like, well,
This is a Snatch Game. And then this I thought was really funny. So then they go to they go to Aquaria, and Ru's like, "Well, do you think you're funny?" And Aquaria's like, "Not really."
No, I don't consider myself funny, but I think my humor comes from a very confused place in my brain.
I have trouble forming sentences.
Well, I like that she made fun of herself.
Yes.
She was like, I'm bad at talking, and I'm in my head too much, and like, so I'm gonna lean into that. When she said she was doing Melania Trump, I was like, ooh, like that could go real wrong,
Yes.
real bad.
It could be real boring
real
too,
boring or real awkward,
Yeah.
or just like, ooh, that was too much, like too political.
Right.
Or what, you know, it could just go there and rub a lot of people the wrong way, either side of the aisle.
Yep.
And so I was like, ooh, but then I thought this was really great.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about it.
We'll get there. So yeah, Asia decides, okay, I'm gonna do Beyonce because the Vixen's doing Blue Ivy. So
Okay, well, so first of all, why didn't Ru talk to the Vixen?
well, she did. They just didn't show it.
Well, sure, but like, what was
I want
her
to see
alternate?
Bianca being like, "You're doing what now?"
I was so confused by this choice and by her rationale of it, like behind it. She's like, well, she's a child and we've never heard her talk and I only seen her faces, but I think the faces are funny.
So I can do anything. I don't know.
I think that it's a good choice to stay away from the Knowles Carter
Family, yeah. I mean, if anything, be Solange.
Sure. Now that.
Start some fights.
Oh.
That would have been perfect for her.
Yes.
Don't get alone with me in an elevator, because I'll fuck a bitch up.
But also, I'm the most talented singer in this family. Facts are facts.
So they cut to Monique being like,
Beyonce really doesn't have a personality that we get to see. Blue Ivy, just like her mother, has no personality. So We gonna pray.
America, facts are facts. Beyonce does not have a personality, at least that we've seen, and neither does Blue Ivy. So we must pray, because facts are facts. I'm just like, yes.
So quick commercial break, and then we'll be back with Snatch Game. Boop, 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 boop. Ooh, and some fabulous cunt guests.
Singular.
Yes. Sorry, Kate.
We find out that the contestants are Kate Upton and Audra McDonald, and I was like, yes! Although I was bummed, because I was like, oh, this would have been perfect for Kumail Nanjiani and Emily Gordon to be the two contestants. They would have been so funny.
Yes.
They would have interacted with each other. They would have been like, wouldn't that have been great? Why are we giving Kate Upton screen time on Snatch Game? No.
That's true.
Have
that would
her
have
be
been
on a fashion challenge.
Yeah, and have Audra be on like a musical challenge.
Right? I was confused.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, schedules, famous people,
Sure.
whatever. But I was like, that would have been perfect.
Yes. He's like, Emmy, Tony.
She's a Tony, Grammy, and Emmy Award winner, and she's graced the cover of Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue 3 times.
So Snatch Game starts,
Yep.
and Monique is in the
Hot seat.
And I did think her makeup made me laugh.
Yes.
Initially, she came on, and the cheekbones and everything, and I was like, what's this?
She started, I was like, oh, okay, this could work.
I was like, okay.
And I actually don't think that it ever got terrible.
Yes.
It was never good.
No.
But.
And it was never funny.
Not really. There was maybe a moment where I laughed.
She had a little more ideas towards the beginning. And
yes.
And
then she kind of petered out of ideas, and then it was like, oh,
she kept breaking character. And
yeah.
43rd. Is that Compton?
Wasn't in the moment.
It wasn't a good choice.
No, she should have been Cookie.
Yeah.
And she probably would have stayed.
Yeah.
Which is a bummer.
Yeah.
Damn it, Bianca, go watch Empire so we can go back in time and you can tell her to just do fucking Cookie. I blame Bianca.
I do too.
And then we get Cameron, whose look was on point. She was China. And
the voice.
I thought the voice was funny.
She started off really strong.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is going to be funny. I like this. And then she ran out of material really quickly. It was like, oh, I only have this one bit, and that's the bit that I chose.
This was on another episode or another season, possibly in the bottom, certainly safe.
Sure.
There was a lot of like, were they there? I think they were there.
I guess that.
Did they show up tonight? I
Yeah.
don't think they did.
She was one of the real quiet ones, which I guess in hindsight was probably smart because it kept her in safe territory.
Right? Weird. And then next we get Ms. Cracker as Dorothy Parker.
I love spending an evening making jokes with smart and beautiful people, so you can imagine how disappointed I am.
It was really just like, oh, I'm gonna say pre-scripted jokes.
Yeah.
And it was a bummer.
Yeah.
And then next was Asia O'Hara as Beyonce. And this was a flat line. Audra McDonald's face, they cut to her after Asia said some nonsense about nothing, and she was just like,
What's your name?
I'm RuPaul.
RuPaul?
Uh-huh, RuPaul.
Well, I'm glad to be here with you.
All right, moving right along.
I was actually most entertained by Audra's faces.
Oh.
The entire
Yes.
Snatch Game. Like,
and she was dying at certain...
Can she win?
Oh my god.
Can she win Snatch Game?
Yes.
Oh my god, if someone did Audra McDonald for Snatch Game.
How funny would that have been,
That
not
would be
knowing?
amazing. Just keep bringing up those fucking Tonys.
Except for her very homophobic move.
Oh.
On Sound of Music Live.
Oh. I didn't know about this.
It's a joke, the homophobia.
Oh, I'm sorry.
When
What's
she
happening?
said, "What is it you cannot face?"
What is it you cannot face?
When everyone was waiting, and she knew it. Everyone's waiting for her to say, "What is it you can't face?"
What is it you cannot face?
Hate crime. But I love Audra McDonald.
Yes.
So the next was Monet Exchange as actual Maya Angelou.
Maya?
Maya?
Maya Angelou? No, it's Maya Angelou this time.
I loved, this was so perfect because, obviously she didn't know.
Right.
But it was just like, we start off and it's like, do you know why the cage bird sings, Rue?
And it was like she knew.
Exactly.
I've always wanted to know, why does the cage bird sing?
Because Mariah Carey lost the key.
Ooh, the shade coming from this Maya Angelou.
I didn't quite understand why she was dressed like Mrs. Roper. Like, she was like real 70s caftan.
I loved
sunglasses, Maya Angelou. And I was like, okay, I mean, why? But sure. But I thought she was really funny.
Well, the persona, she got all of that right.
Totally.
Yeah. So the next was Aquaria.
Right, as Melania. Well, as Michelle
Michelle Obama.
That was funny.
Yeah. I thought she nailed it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I was really funny.
Yeah, really, like...
Without being over the top, she was calm. She didn't, like, fall into traps.
No, she had prepared a lot of clever, visual, simple jokes that were funny that she could play off of, and that also she didn't have to think as much on her feet.
Nope.
She prepared herself.
But in a way that worked.
In a very clever way, and I was impressed.
Yes. Rue was like, oh, what's this? This is from Tiffany's? No, Trinity's.
I love Trinity's. Let's see what we got here.
Help me.
Well, and then I couldn't tell, because right after she gives that, she like blinks like 3 times, and I couldn't tell if it was like just because Melania Trump blinks a lot.
Morse code.
Or if it was like, yeah, like blink 3 times if you're in trouble.
She was doing the like Ariana Grande, like,
oh my God.
I'm not wearing my glasses.
Did you see Ariana on this latest Jimmy Fallon? She like couldn't read what the like thing was that she was supposed to do.
She's like legally blind, right?
I mean, she must. So she runs up to like the prompter and she's like at the camera, just like squinting
oh my God.
like this.
Doesn't she have contact lenses?
I don't know.
What is her problem?
I don't know. She should get some really cute like cat eye glasses.
That would be so cute. She could pull that off.
Yeah.
And then we get the Vixen being Blue Ivy. I mean, and I can't even really judge her properly because before she barely even said anything, Asia just started parenting her.
Yep.
And being very rude.
This is Couture. No, that's not. That's Oshkosh Bagosh. You're so tall.
Yes, I am.
Okay, shut up now, girl. Shut up now. Hush now. Here.
Uh-oh.
I hate nothing more than when another contestant interrupts an introduction.
Yep, you can make fun of them later.
Exactly. Let them introduce themselves, let them make a fool of themselves, and then later on you can tear them to filth. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, ooh, no, this was bad. I think that Asia should have been in the bottom, but we'll talk about it.
And then we get to Eureka as Honey Boo Boo.
Oh my God.
Have you competed in any pageants lately?
Well, the last pageant I competed in was Miss Trailer Park 2015, and I won!
I forgot at a certain point that it was Eureka.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she really just
embodied,
became a different character.
I'm always a wiener.
Oh my God, with the candy sticks, she had lots of props.
I'm always a wiener.
I'm sitting on the lucky side of the room. I have a grown woman and an overgrown woman.
Oh, how lucky for Dorothy Parker.
Didn't she get the memo to leave the fat reads back in the library that closed? I was so disappointed in Miss Cracker because I was I was so excited to be like, yes, she's finally gonna be in her element.
Yeah,
there's
she's
an
gonna
opportunity
slay.
to shine and slay. No.
I was confused.
I've written 17 books, 19 plays, 13 autobiographies, and 2 Hallmark cards.
The top 3 was obvious to me.
Yes.
I was like, it's Monet, Aquaria, and Eureka, and I couldn't decide necessarily which one I thought was best.
I think Monet for me somehow was the funniest, I guess, but Melania Trump was like a harder thing to do.
Sure.
Like I thought Aquaria really rode the line. I think ultimately it came down to the runway too.
I think so.
I don't really know how to write, so I just drew pictures. My mama said if I don't know what to do, just start drawing. So I put like a star because I'm a star.
Well, I like that she did a thing which is very Snatch Game where it's like, I'm going to give you a joke.
Yep.
And then it went over well. So now, key piece, by the way.
Did this joke land?
If yes, repeat it, but escalate. If no, abandon ship.
Regroup.
Yeah.
Bam.
Vamp.
So then Monique is just like trying to answer something or whatever. She fumbles over her words. She says drag.
Oh, yes.
I'll come over to drag or whatever. And Rue's like, what did you say? And she's like, I tried to say drag. She like fully drops out of character. I meant DragCon and I fucked up. I was like, you're still on camera. Oh no. And then
Where?
DragCon. Poor woman can barely speak English. What a disgusting
Aren't you dead?
Like dust still I rise.
it made me laugh so hard, and I was like, oh, Monique, this is bumming me out.
Yes.
But Monet, you're making me laugh. This is hilarious.
Yes.
And then this is when it really starts, all of the sort of like talking
Oh,
over each other of like Asia and Monique kind of start talking over each other.
Yeah.
And then the Vixen kind of is
Yeah.
popping
And
in,
then
and they're
they-
all
yeah.
awkwardly like kind of being cunty and
biting.
and mean.
Your Highness.
Continue.
Reclaiming my time.
Please tell your granny to shut her mouth.
Reclaiming my time.
Stop looking at me like that. You make me nervous.
It wasn't quite snooky smush smush.
It wasn't. It was close.
It was close.
But it wasn't quite.
But like
the fuckery was not quite there.
The level of unprofessionalism, far too much.
Ru goes, oh, Melania.
Melania, sorry.
It's all right, Barack, no worries.
And then she's talking about like Russian hooker urine.
Oh, yeah, urine,
or
which
something.
was funny.
But she's so casual about it.
Yes.
She was just like, you know, oh, that's, I don't know.
Well, that's what my husband uses.
So why not? You know, it was like Valium Melania, which I feel like is what is going on.
Yeah.
It was very just like, well, you know.
It was really funny. I was impressed.
Mhm.
And she also, I felt like, embodied the character.
Yes, and
it was
stayed
yes,
in it.
Yes.
Well, then the Vixen, it's hard to say, like, so both Eureka and the Vixen were doing like children, right?
Yeah.
And it's hard to like shit on a child. You know what I mean? Like make fun of like a child, right?
Sure.
Honey Boo Boo's kind of already a joke and a caricature. So I guess it's more acceptable.
Well, and I feel like...
And I don't feel like Eureka was being as mean.
I want to go home. Everybody's old and poor. And fat.
Your mama.
I was cringing the most at Asia and Vixen, particularly together.
Somehow adding in the dynamic of we're a mother-daughter of a real people was like so ick. Yeah. I was just like,
Oh, we got on them a day. Like, if this is how she is, then someone's got to call Child Protective Services.
Just like, damn. Maya Angelou's soliloquy.
Oh my God.
I would like to have written a soliloquy.
If these hoes try to come for me, I will not hesitate to put thou in a ditch, because my Angelou ain't no punk bitch.
So funny. It was good.
It
She
was
did great.
I thought it was really funny.
Yeah.
And then we get our surprise special guest, Alex Trebek, shows up,
Oh my
who's
God.
apparently a fan of the show, which makes me love Alex Trebek even more.
But also, I feel like we knew this.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he's Alex Trebek.
Well, but also,
He's
like...
a sassy bitch.
Well, sure. Oh, yes, he is. He reads those contestants.
The library is always open
open.
on Jeopardy. Oh, Alicia was having a terrible first round, but you know, she might find the Daily Double.
Close? So close, but not a match, I'm afraid.
Any hole is a goal.
What did you say?
Any hole is a goal.
I don't know how she did it. It was like a tightrope.
Yes.
She wasn't actively mean
No.
about Melania.
She was just poking fun.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder why my husband's complaining about China all the time.
And then the other one, I think, is that Eureka at the end. Then when she turned around, it was just like covered in.
Stupid.
Visually, that made me laugh.
Yes.
And then Bianca comes out as Judge Judy for 5 seconds.
I don't think they know what to do with Bianca.
Here she is!
Why wait till 4 p.m., Ru? I'm here!
So then the Snatch Game was over and it was,
Disappointing.
I don't know. Yeah, there was moments.
Yes.
And there was a few people that were funny.
Yes.
But there was also a lot of mess.
There was no one that was like, oh my God, this goes down in Snatch Game history.
No.
I'm going to be saying, why don't you come up and fuck me in the ass sometime for the rest of my life? I mean... Good. No, but you know what I mean. It was no Bjork.
Sometimes I don't understand anything about science.
So then they get back into the workroom.
Oh boy.
And the Vixen,
Is already coming for Eureka.
she was just coming from such a place of insecurity this whole episode that it made me really sad and
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But she's basically like, Eureka was stepping on everybody's toes and stealing the spotlight from everybody.
I feel like you stepped on a lot of people and like kind of took their moment from them. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
If anything, you should be very angry at Asia. You should be
Very angry at Asia.
How do you think we did?
Terrible.
As a family?
Yes.
I would love to get a positive critique. I don't know how that feels.
We're talking about unprofessional behavior on the Snatch Game set.
Yeah.
It was Asia. Eureka, I didn't get this at all.
Oh, no.
Either we didn't see it.
No, it was her being like, I was sitting next to her and she was getting all the laughs because she was funny.
So another commercial break, and then we'll be back with the runway. Mermaids on ice, but not on ice. I don't know why I said
Mermaids in wheelchairs.
that. Yeah.
Ru walks down the runway.
Yes. I liked this. You didn't like this?
I didn't love it.
Okay.
I didn't love it. I don't know. It was like a beige ladybug. I don't know. Didn't hate it, didn't love it.
Sure. So category is Mermaid Fantasy.
Well, I was so excited because Ru was like, in honor of the divine Miss M, and I was like, Jesus Christ, why isn't she here? Why hasn't she been a guest? Where is she? Is she coming out? Is she gonna sing while they're on the runway? No, you're just mentioning her? I want Bette.
Could you imagine?
Oh, I would have lost my fucking mind. She should absolutely be a guest judge. She is the most fabulous.
I want it so bad.
I will survive, I will survive. And now my beautiful sister Blanche, in her wheelchair named Desire, will play you that country and western favorite. She'll be coming around the macro when she comes.
First on the runway
was
Monique
Hart. And I was dying because this was the first time that we saw them with the wheelchair.
with the pit crew member with the snorkel and the fish on the side.
It was really funny.
Oh, it made me laugh. A lot of things about them being in stupid mermaid outfits made me laugh this episode.
Yes. So Monique's look was...
It didn't have like a point of view.
Yeah. It wasn't telling me a story. And I think what really hurt her...
She couldn't sell it on the runway. She was like, oh, I have to be in this wheelchair.
Yep.
She liked the big purple hair, and I didn't really understand the brown...
Nope.
Sort of dowdy top. Like, it wasn't
didn't
like...
read...
It didn't have a shape. It was just like a tank top.
It didn't read mermaid so much to me as it did like Mother of the Bride on top.
Right.
With then like mermaid tail.
Yeah.
Now if she was Mother of the Mermaid Bride, I'm here for that. That's a story. But I didn't get
She'd
that
have
story.
to have long sleeves.
Yes.
3/4 length sleeves
Of
with
course.
a button.
Yep.
Next on the runway was Ms. Cracker.
Yep. I actually thought this was beautiful.
I thought this was gorgeous. She looked like, you know, one of Ariel's sisters, like, ascended to the throne and took over for King Trident.
Oh my
Just
God.
like, I mean, I was surprised no one had a Trident, but, you know, what are you going to do?
Trident?
A Trident. But he's King Triton.
Triton.
Oh my God, if someone had come down like King Triton realness with the beard and the full thing. If Cameron had done that because she's so beefy.
Yes.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Might have loved it.
Yeah.
But like lots of fabulous eye makeup.
Oh yeah, 100%. So then next was Aquaria. And I loved this.
Oh yes.
I thought this was a clever, unique twist on it.
Well, she was the only one that went for that evil mermaid.
Well, it wasn't even evil though. It was like...
Well, with the contact lenses.
Well, but she was like... It was like...
It was more like...
a dark twist. It was
ethereal. You know, it was like an actual Grimm's fairy tale of a
Sure.
mermaid. Instead of just like, pretty. There was a lot of people that were just like, I'm a pretty mermaid. You know, and she went for that
She's
sort
like,
of
no,
like,
I'm an oil-trapped
like
mermaid.
siren, you know, like where it's like, oh, isn't she beautiful? You know, that kind of
I
thing.
didn't get that.
Where like the mermaids are like luring you in.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought this was very much just like, I was a pretty mermaid that got stuck in the Exxon Valdez oil spill, and now I'm covered in oil and I'm crying my blue tears.
I did love when she was just like, I can't see anything but cyan.
I can't see anything except for cyan. I'm giving the most lethargic mermaid, but in the most editorial way.
Well, the hair looked, you know, wet,
Right.
like placed just right. I thought this was really cool.
I thought it was really, really good. I think this was my favorite look of hers.
Oh yeah, I think this was probably my favorite look of the night as well.
Oh, yes.
And she had the
Yes, I loved the webbing.
webbing in between her hands, which made me laugh. So the next down the runway was Asia O'Hara. And this was bananas.
It was bananas. I'm not gonna lie, I liked this. Particularly when you think about it, she hadn't seen Shape of Water yet.
Ooh, that is true.
When they filmed this was like some Shape of Water realness.
Yes. I wasn't mad at the mask. I thought the outfit was a disaster.
Yeah, I mean, the outfit was a bit of a hot mess.
It looked more like a dress. It was just a lot.
Yeah.
And it was that neon-y Lisa Frank.
Yep.
So I actually didn't mind the mask at all. Also, it made me laugh a lot every time that they would just like show her in the background like...
I think the mask was the only part that I actually liked.
Right? They would be like, my mom said that she loved me. Oh my God. It was just, I was dying. And then I was also going, how's she gonna lip sync?
And that pissed me off because they never made her take it off.
Right?
They never made her show her makeup underneath.
Yeah.
And that really pissed me off, and I was really waiting.
I was waiting for her to, on the runway, be like,
Aha.
I was so expecting Michelle to be like, well, did you do your makeup this week?
Exactly.
I don't know. I need to judge you on that. That's a big portion
That is
of the competition that we're in.
Yeah.
It did remind me of that Family Guy joke where it's like the merman has the fish head and the male body or whatever, and he's just like, now I want to make love to you, and she's like, nah, I'm good. No, and he's like, isn't this your fantasy? And she's like, no, this is kind of the opposite of my fantasy. And he's like, but how can I sleep with you? If I had a fish bottom, I wouldn't have a dick. And she's just like, no.
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna have to say no.
Next was the Vixen, and I thought this was terrible.
I liked her head.
Sure.
I thought her crown was really cute, and her wig looked nice.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, other than that, I was not. It was giving me like some like Katy Perry mermaid. Like if Katy Perry did a music video.
And if Katy Perry didn't have boobs.
Look, I'm not being disparaging to Katy Perry. I'm just saying, I was like, oh, this is like if a Katy Perry fantasy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, she had some weird pasties on that were like here
Really
and
bad.
here.
They were really
And it was
crafty.
really weird. It was like, blurp, like, where's your tits? It was not good. It was bad.
I thought this was really bad, and I was like, oh, so the Vixen's in the bottom.
Yeah.
And then things happened, and I was like, oh, so the Vixen's definitely in the bottom.
The next on the runway was Monet Exchange.
Mm-hmm.
And this was...
I liked the idea.
I liked the idea.
No one did gills.
I was really surprised that no one did like some Madison from Splash Realness and just have a fabulous wig that goes over your tits.
That would have been good.
Right?
Yeah.
Shocked.
Yeah. She was going for warrior mermaid.
I'm not sure. I don't think she knows. I'm going to be honest.
I don't think she entirely liked it.
I'm going to be honest.
It was kind of political. Yeah, that too.
That too. I think she did not really know what was happening. This, for me, had ideas, but really looked like a costume. I thought the wig was like, what's this? She was like Storm from the X-Men, and I was like, well, why?
Yeah.
Because you're a warrior? I don't know what's happening. She had a giant mine? What was that? Mace? Like one of those floating mines?
Yeah,
That you're like,
yeah.
oh no, look out! You send a torpedo ahead. I don't know. I liked the idea of this like scarred warrior mermaid, but it wasn't quite there for me.
I agree.
This certainly sealed her fate that she wasn't winning.
Yeah. So the next was Eureka, and I liked this. I was like, okay, she's giving me kind of like an Ursula vibe. It kind of just made me yearn for more Ursula, if that makes sense.
Yeah, go for it.
I was like, oh, I really want someone to give me like real divine Ursula, especially with her, where it's like...
Full divine. Yeah, this is where I would have appreciated a Chianti bottle on her head.
Sure.
I think this would have been the appropriate moment for a Chianti bottle on her head.
Chianti.
Chianti. And I can't stand
I
him.
can't stand...
And I can't stand them.
Some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Oh, God. Oh.
That's how he says it. Not like that, but he does say Chianti. It's weird.
That is weird and gross. I mean, for many reasons.
And a nice Chianti.
The earrings were too big. The wig was too fussy. The makeup was a lot. Like, it just got muddled for me.
I agree.
I liked the actual outfit.
Sure.
The sort of leather illusion.
Yeah.
Give me like a short little Liza wig with this. You know, something clean and some sickening makeup with
Actually,
like,
yeah.
wear the red contacts this week and not last week because that was weird. simplify because
Yeah.
you're already wearing like a friggin' mermaid outfit. You know, I don't know. Something about the head was muddied.
I agree. It just didn't quite click for me.
Yeah.
Which is probably why she didn't win.
Probably. I think too, Aquaria had the aspect of surprise.
Yes.
Oh my god, we didn't expect you to be great.
Exactly.
Last on the runway was Cameron Michaels.
Mm-hmm.
And this was okay.
It was fine.
I thought the skirt the tail was a little too low on the hips for a nice silhouette. And she's usually so good about a silhouette. So I was like, well. And then her face was like really orange.
Her face for me was like
really...
a lot of like what we've seen from her.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is the same
Because
kind
I was
of...
actually kind of excited when they said mermaids. I was like, oh, Cameron's going to do something really weird and
yeah.
cool. And then I was like, oh, this is pretty.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
You know, kind of looked like 50s tiki bars where they'd have like mermaid ladies swimming by on the or whatever. It was kind of like, oh, that's fun. But
No, what bars
you
are
don't know
these?
about this? Oh, it's so cool. They'd have like restaurants or bars, and there was girls who would wear the mermaid tails, and they'd swim by you like behind the bar. Like there's a huge pool, and there was like a whole thing for like they'd do acts where they're swimming down there for minutes, and there's like hidden air in the kelp tubes.
I've heard
and stuff
about
like that. Yeah.
That sounds fun.
They're all out there sitting on the runway in chairs, which made me laugh. Rue goes, if I call your name, flap your tail. Just like...
Stupid.
There was so much nonsense. I wanted more nonsense.
Yes.
They
Always
should have
more
done-
nonsense.
Ooh, they should have done a photo shoot underwater with this. They haven't done a photo shoot in a while.
No, I missed that.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Where's goddamn microweaves?
Where is microweaves? So Cameron and Miss Cracker are safe. They flap their tails. And the pit crew has to come out,
Wheel them
place
out.
them on a wheel, wheel them backwards. And then Michelle and Miss Vanjie.
Miss
Vanjie.
Miss Vanjie. Miss Vanjie.
And the way she was moving backwards when
It
she
was
was
just like
doing
Miss
it.
Vanjie.
I love that this is still a thing.
Well, I love that there was probably a conversation backstage after where they were like, oh, Audra, this is what happened.
Right.
You have no idea
what we're talking
about. So then they talk to Monique, and she's really defensive and defeated, and I kind of ultimately think this maybe was her final nail in her coffin for being in the bottom.
I think so too.
No matter what I do, it's never what you want.
This is a competition. That's why only the strong survive.
Boom.
I think you're right. If she hadn't been as combative, then she probably would have been safe.
Yeah.
Although I don't know because, well, they didn't really like Asia's look.
No.
So it's like,
I mean, it
Asia
was more-
should have been in the bottom.
She really should have been in the bottom. So then, we get to the dreaded question of who do you think should go home? And this was interesting.
Oh boy.
So Eureka is like, oh, I think Asia should go home because she's such big competition. I was like, that's a good answer.
Sure.
You've complimented the person that you've just said should go home.
I mean, it's also a bullshit answer where it's just
Total
like,
bullshit
you know,
answer. But it's
it's a bullshit question.
It's a bullshit question. It's impossible to answer.
And then Monet says that the Vixen should go home. And then everyone else says that the Vixen should go home. And it's just like, Vixen, 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 Vixen.
I have never seen such a level of unprofessionalism as I have watching Eureka, and it baffles me that you guys enjoy her so much.
In front of Audra McDonald.
Yeah, what are you doing looking messy in front of Audra McDonald? Also, Kate Upton was there.
Now you're just being shady.
Now I'm just being rude. Remember when she was in The Other Woman?
Do you remember how bad that movie was?
Yeah, I really hated that movie.
Oh gosh, you can watch our review, I guess.
I mean, it was a funny review.
You sure?
Don't watch the movie. Don't watch the movie. She just goes all in on Eureka, and it was like, ooh, and then Eureka's like,
I have to defend myself.
I feel like calmly and
Yes.
not in a
Yes.
overly combative way, saying like, I need to respond to the fact that you just called me the most unprofessional person you've ever worked with,
Yeah.
you know? And Vixen's like, see, she always has to have the last word.
She's a child.
I'm sorry that she feels that way, but I will say one more thing.
Again, getting the last word.
I'm sorry, but I can't let her sit there
Again.
and literally verbally attack me.
So after everyone says like the Vixen, I was like, oh, this Untucked is gonna be something else.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
This was where it was like, oh god, I need a Valium to get through this Untucked because I can't, my nerves, I just can't.
That's like what Miss Cracker said. She's like, I'm glad I was not on the runway because I would, oh no, oh my god.
Shabbat shablam.
Too much.
That I really want to be a shirt.
Ooh. In like a old-timey Batman cartoon, like pow, smack, bam, shablam,
Shablam.
And then
Alex Trebek, what do you think?
Answer in the form of a question.
What is chunky yet funky?
All right, for the Latrice Royale reference. He's a fan of this show.
So Aquaria wins.
Yeah.
And I do think she fully deserved it.
Yes.
I would not have guessed.
I wouldn't have guessed
last week.
Right, that Aquaria was gonna win Snatch Game.
And then the Vixen and Monique are in the bottom two, and I was really bummed.
This was where I just really started to get upset, and I was like, oh God.
Well, and in my mind, I was like, well, at least Monique is gonna tear the house down.
Well, that's what I said, and then I was like, okay, well, God, I was like, it really depends on what the song is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now this is really weird.
Okay.
I woke up in the middle of the night, and I couldn't get Carly Rae Jepsen's Cut to the Feeling out of my head. Swear to God.
True story, I've never heard this song before.
You and Monique. I was like, oh God, what song is it gonna be? Is it gonna be Bette Midler? Oh no.
I'm so excited for it to be Bette Midler. Oh my God. In these shoes?
What is this? The Peace Corps?
Oh, it would have been so good. So good.
Well, and then I was like, how are they gonna lip sync?
I know. Oh, that was too funny. Immediately, Monique just like rips her tail off, and I was like, this is awkward. And then the Vixen's like putting on shoes. I was like, they couldn't have given them like a minute to go change.
Right?
This is so weird. Or like the bottom three could have changed.
I think the bottom three should have had to change during Untucked and be like, put on pants and get ready to lip sync, because any three of you, take your fucking goddamn mask off, and you better be able to do some makeup real quick, because that's all you got.
I can't believe we still don't know what was under there. We still don't know.
It's insane to me. And I can't believe that was allowed.
I can't believe they didn't make a
take that thing off of your face
joke. It was right there. I mean, I almost was like, they are going to put Asia in the bottom
just
simply to answer this glaring question.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Like, I want to find out what's under there.
What's under the mask? Let's see her lip sync now.
It looks like it's just eyeliner.
Yeah. So they lip sync to Carly Rae Jepsen's Cut to the Feeling.
Yes.
So, oh God, this was just so tragic.
Well, so it started, and I was like, oh no, Monique doesn't know the words at all. And then she's just rolling around, and her wig comes off right away, and it was like, whoa, no. I mean, honestly, I don't know what the Vixen did, because I was so distracted by how bad Monique was.
Oh, and my heart was just breaking every second after the next.
She does a weird side somersault. What is with the bad choreography that's been going on lately? Where it's like, it's not okay to just be fully a mess.
No, if you
just,
can't do gymnastics, don't do gymnastics.
Yeah, at one point I think the Vixen literally just does a barrel roll. Remember when she just started barrel rolling? What the fuck is going on right now? Like, I was like, what's happened? This is madness. A barrel roll.
Barrel roll? Back roll? Barrel rolls?
Barrel roll.
I fully was like, well, you know what? Fuck this then. Double elimination! Like, I was like ready for the Vixen to leave.
Yeah.
And then when Monique wasn't the one to send her home, I was like, well, Ru, just please send her home anyway. Because this was a horrible lip sync.
Yeah.
This was a disgrace to Carly Rae Jepsen. In the car on the way here, Spotify really gets me. My daily mix was just a collection of songs that either have been or could be lip sync songs.
Right.
Mariah Carey's Emotions came on.
Oh.
And I was just like, now, if this had been the lip sync song, Monique would have destroyed her.
Hopefully she knows the words.
Finish her! I mean, how do you not? How do you not? The words are just whistle tones.
That's true. That's true.
It's just squealing. Like, I can't... Like, it's just that.
It's just... Only dogs can hear it.
But, like, if it had been so many other songs...
Right.
She would have been okay.
I guess. We'll talk about it. I was very confused by some things.
Yes. Seeing her go out this way was really, really heartbreaking.
I know. So Monique goes home.
Yeah.
And it was, like, really a bummer. But then it was really funny when they all have to try and dance at the end in their mermaid tails. They were all like, do the moon. Oh
So one more commercial break and then Untucked. And oh my God.
Cameron and Ms. Cracker come back, and I did quite enjoy that Cameron was prepared and had like a little seashell over her.
Oh yes, me too.
A little seashell right there. Boop, boop, boop.
Yep.
And then they start talking about just how much money they've spent on...
Well, so this was really interesting to me.
It was.
I spent more coming into this competition than I did as the down payment on my house.
I spent more in this competition than I did on college.
And I was getting ready for Ms. Cracker to be like, because I didn't go to college. She didn't say that.
No.
And it was terrible.
No, this was a very serious conversation. And this is what's really interesting to me. And I would be really interested to have someone, one of the Reddit people or something, give me like a breakdown. How many episodes now versus like previous seasons? How it's shifted where it's like, it used to be where they made a lot of their stuff.
They made a lot of it, or it wasn't like a full, like, be a mermaid. It was just like, have, you know, be executive realness.
Right.
Oh, okay, I can
cobble this together with looks and pieces that I have.
Yeah.
Now it's like you have to come prepared
like
with a full-on
unicorn
fucking
outfit.
Fabulous outfit. And it's like, how are you, what?
It just makes it uneven and less fair.
I agree. You know, yes, thanks to RuPaul's Drag Race, it's a lot more possible to have a career and like to actually have a living from drag than it used to be 10 years ago.
Absolutely. More and more money is being spent on it. So I don't know how they could even it out.
You all have to make a mermaid outfit. Like, those should be the construction challenges where it's like, you shouldn't have this random ass mermaid fucking outfit. You shouldn't have unicorn realness in your repertoire of drag shit.
That's true.
Why would you have that?
They should have to make those. Yeah.
And it's like, we've provided you all with these unicorn hooves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whatever. Here's
Come up with
a mermaid tail. You have to bedazzle and
Shit out of
decorate
it, yes.
and fabric, and you have to make it fabulous.
I do, yes, approved.
Approved.
Amen.
So anyway, the top and bottom queens get wheeled in on crate. This
Oh my
was
God,
so
this is
funny.
so
in
funny.
this black and white.
Yes.
It was so good. Just like, yes. So Monet is like explaining what happened, and she's like, girl, we all had to like say who we would send home, and you know, we all said you, Cameron.
And a lot of people said, you, Cameron. No, I'm kidding.
No, I literally thought that's what you were gonna say.
And I felt bad because Cameron was like, oh, I thought you guys were serious.
Yes, but it was so funny.
Well, and then it was like, okay, so here's the Vixen half hour, right? It was like, she's gonna hold court.
All of these girls in here said that you have at some point got on their nerves.
I didn't say that.
I never said that. What are you talking about? And then she's like, yeah, you did, girl. And they're like, show me the receipts.
Yep.
Basically.
Monet is like, tell me what I said because
Well, then Cameron even was like, I want to speak on this. And the Vixen was like, no, steamroll. I'm going to yell at you guys
and I
some
wish
more.
it was someone other than Cameron because if it were me, I would have. She's like, are you going to let me finish or not? I've been like, nah, bitch.
Putting words in my
You're
mouth.
fucking putting words in my mouth. You can shut the fuck up for 5 fucking seconds and let me defend myself against your slanderous words.
Did you see the whole time that she was, the Vixen was going after Eureka, Cameron was like,
yes.
Eureka,
She's like, it's
I'm
okay,
here for
girl.
you, girl.
Yes.
This is a mess. She's
Yeah.
a mess. You're cool.
She's
You're
just
okay.
going off.
It's
It's
the
yeah.
thing. Well, and then the Vixen keeps getting caught up on like, she basically says, everyone shouldn't have said I should go home because I haven't annoyed everybody. A, you have. B, this is not a popularity contest.
Right. This was so delusional to me.
It was like next level delusional.
Where it's like, you guys shouldn't have put me in the bottom just because I've had 2 bad weeks and I'm not doing well. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is a competition. That's exactly what it means.
Yeah, this was just so clearly insecurity lashing out.
Yes.
That I was just like, and everyone else was kind of like, like we kind of want to respond, but also we don't care.
Right.
Okay, just yell at us until you leave.
If I go home tonight, I will go home knowing that I was loyal to some disloyal bitches.
I don't know. The whole time I was just like, Monique, girl, you better be reading those lyrics. Monique, girl, why aren't you listening to that song?
Like, girl, where's your iPod?
Yeah.
Monique, why aren't you listening to this
Go
song?
listen to
Who cares?
that song.
Why are you involving yourself in any of this nonsense? What is going on?
Don't do it.
That's fine. I'm gonna learn my words. Off, all y'all.
I don't know what the fuck. Because even in Untucked, she says, I don't know the lyrics. So if
Right.
I'm in the bottom, I'm going home. And I was like, where is your iPod? Where is it? The Vixen has an iPod.
Right.
What's happening?
Why aren't you doing this? She just decided that she wasn't
didn't
going to be
know.
able to do it, I guess. I don't know. And that was what really disappointed me.
Yeah.
There were a couple things where I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. And then there were a couple things I was like, wait, but girl.
She fell apart
Yeah.
under the pressure.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
a bummer.
It really is. I'm really going to miss her.
Oh, yes. So the Vixen comes back and yells at everybody, and then Eureka, like, stands up to go to the other side of the room, and she's like, don't come near me, bitch.
Don't come near me, bitch.
I'm not coming near you, bitch. I don't want to come near
Then
you.
don't come near me
Then
like
go in
I
a different
just
direction.
said.
And then they wheel out this TV because they think she's going home, and her mom, you know, gives her a pep talk, and then she starts crying and is clearly like, oh, I've been crazy. Like, she was like, oh, I was having a lot, and I needed to calm down.
I wasn't mad, I was hurt.
The Vixen's literally like crying and just like a mess or whatever, and then you get Asia in the background. They're really all getting into it, and the Vixen is yelling at everyone. She's like leaning on this
Oh, yes.
great,
Oh, just
like
in the middle, holding
like a mermaid, just Ariel singing to the sea, and I was just like, what's this? There was a lot of that this week where I was like,
yes.
well, at least they're all dressed like mermaids.
Right?
So then, so Monique goes home, and I still don't know why she didn't know the lyrics.
Yeah, well, so she starts to talk about it, and she says, oh, I didn't know the lyrics because I was making outfits until late at night.
Right.
I didn't feel like she was making excuses for herself. I didn't get that feeling.
No.
But then I was like, wait a minute, girl. If you were up all night, why the fuck were you listening to Carly Rae Jepsen? That's what I would have done. I'm going to listen to this song on repeat while I'm sewing this goddamn mermaid outfit.
She could have been listening to it in Untucked. That's what was driving me crazy.
Me too.
But I mean, honestly, I feel like had she even turned out like a pretty good lip sync,
She could have sent the Vixen home.
would have
It was hers to lose. The Vixen, Ru was itching. That's why I was shocked that it wasn't a double elimination.
We get a final sign off from Monique. Well, America, you can't say I wasn't stunning, and you can't say that I didn't try my hardest. And well, America, I did bring all this fabric, and it was just like so good. And I was like,
I love her.
I really do love her. I don't know what happened this week.
Me either. But
I'm still a huge fan.
Exactly.
And I'm just like so excited to see her in the reunion. She's going to be fabulous.
Oh, yes.
And who knows? Maybe they'll bring somebody back. If they have to do it, I hope they bring her back.
I hope I hope that she and Miss Vanjie have to duel it out.
Yes.
Lip sync for their lives.
To Emotions by Mariah Carey.
Yes! Oh my god, oh, it'd be so good. Oh, okay. In the spirit of next week, subscribe, share,
We're becoming more Mr. Ed.
A little bit.
I've heard the news.